Welcome to Mad Props. Today we are going to be doing a little bit of a shorter episode of Mad Props. It's a solo episode. We haven't had a lot of these lately, but life has been busy. We're going to talk a little bit about why life has been busy, and just we have some maybe schedule changes that'll be coming up. So we're going to really get into that. Before we start with any of that, are you tired of not having the time to read your favorite book? Me, I've been very busy lately. I just haven't had the time to sit down and really get a good read in. Lucky for me, Audible.com brings every book right to your ears. Fingertips, you could say. I'd say your ears. With Audible, you can go on and listen to whatever audio book you'd like, with tens of thousands of books to choose from. Whatever you're looking for is on Audible.com. Right now, get 30 days free with Audible.com. Go to audibletrial.com/Schnabel Studios and get 30 days free of Audible.com. That again is audibletrial.com/Schnabel Studios. Get reading with your ears. Go get it. audibletrial.com/Schnabel Studios. 30 days free of Audible.com. Thank you, Audible, for sponsoring this podcast. We also have a new sponsor coming up. Nikasa, which is a dog and cat, I guess you could say pet, grooming company, has come on board to sponsor the podcast. And the thing is, right now, you can get an exclusive offer for National Pet Day 2025. Save up to 43%, actually up to 50%, starting April 8th on everything across their website. Use I'm Pet 50. That's I am Pet 50 at checkout to get an exclusive offer right here from Schnabel Studios. At Nikasa, you can find dog vacuums, cat vacuums, self-cleaning litter boxes, and more. That again is I'm Pet 50 at checkout to get an exclusive offer through Schnabel Studios during National Pet Day sale. Head to Nikasa.com and get yours today. Nikasa.com, that's NEAKASA.com, and get your pet grooming supplies today. Use I'm Pet 50 at checkout. Okay, now that we've done our two sponsors, let's get into the podcast a little bit. There's not really going to be an intro. There's not really going to be a roll the credits, anything like that. We're going to start with some scheduling things, and then we're going to go a little bit into, actually, I'm going to flip that. We're going to go a little bit into what the busyness has been, why there's no guest this week, where we're going from here, and then we'll get into the scheduling stuff. Quick episode. So glad for you to be here, but also not to, you don't have to listen for too long, but you get to listen to my voice again and stuff like that. So I have been working with the UFL, which is not news if you've been following the podcast for a while now. I started there back in January. We are now in week 3, going into week 3 of the season. So it's been a very busy time for me personally. I still have been able to get some podcasts, and I actually have some people that I've been talking to come on as guests, but I just haven't been able to work out the time with those people to make it so I have the proper amount of time to record with them. They have the proper amount of time to come on the episode. But there are people out there right now that we are currently working on times with. I have one specifically. I will not announce anything because I don't know if they're coming on or not. But I have one specifically that it seems like they'll be coming on very soon. So I guess I'll just get to the scheduling stuff right now because I'm getting into it anyway, before I even get into what I've been up to. We may be switching the schedule. It'll still be every other week, but following this shortened episode, which will probably be about 10, 15, 20 minutes-ish, following this shortened episode, there will be another episode next week. So even though there's not a guest this week, I may have a guest coming on. I want to get that going as soon as I possibly can. So we may have a guest next week, and we'll just go every other week starting next week instead of how we've been going currently. If we keep building and growing and getting more guests, which we have a lot of people like in line, you can almost say, but we just haven't been able to work out the details where they're coming on yet. But if we keep building this guest list that we've had growing for a while now, we may start trying to go weekly if it fits the schedules of myself, the people that are coming on, producer Hannah, who's really going to be staying on as a producer for a little while. She's not in this episode, but she's going to be staying on as a producer for a little while. And everyone else who's scheduled would be a part of this. So that's the scheduling news that I was going to save for the end. 2 times I said I'm going to save for the end, and I still did in the beginning. There will be another episode next week, most likely. If for some reason this episode does not get recorded, which is just as possible as anything, but I'm high 90s% it's going to get recorded, then we'll just keep the same 2-week schedule we've been having. I probably will be doing throwbacks all week from past episodes, so we'll do a best of type of stuff for the week, because not a lot of clips is going to come out of this episode. I don't know if any clips are going to come out of this episode, so that's what we'll do. Probably even if we go next week, you'll get a couple throwbacks, a couple different things from the end of this week until the beginning of next week, and then we'll have a new guest and we'll go from there. So that'll be really good. Some fun guests in the pipeline. Hopefully we get stuff recorded with them very soon. So I'm working in the UFL. I'm working with the DC Defenders and the Houston Roughnecks, doing their social media, do a little bit of video, and some other stuff as well. And it's just been a very busy job. Working 2 team social media is almost a 24/7 job. So finding guests, locking up guests, all that stuff has just been it's been a grind to try to do. Like I said, I've had some people in the pipeline, but I just personally decided it wasn't the right time for me to record. So I just was like, I'll do a solo episode, an update episode. It'll be a quick one for everybody, and then we'll get back into the grind and back into the swing of things. But we're not slowing down by any means. I mean, just at the beginning of the episode, you heard we have a new sponsor. We have someone new coming on, and we don't really have any plans of slowing down. Like, we don't want to take any breaks. Because the numbers are looking good, subscriber counts are looking good. We're appreciating the feedback we're getting from people, and we don't want to stop for any reason, even with work and stuff like that. There's no pauses we want to take. I'd rather take this time to have a 10-minute episode that's just updating you on things going on than just stopping completely. So that's kind of what we're working with. And yeah, it's been a good grind. So I work with DC. We flew out to DC last week. So week 1 we were in Houston. We got to work with Bun B of UGK, the OG Trilla, which was an amazing experience. Someone like me that like big hip hop fan, worked with a lot of people in my life, Rev Run, Waka Flocka, Hannibal Buress, Mobb Deep, a lot of people that have meant a lot in my life. UGK and Bun B is somebody like that. So having the opportunity to shoot a video with him, shoot like a commercial for his burger ventures was pretty crazy. It was a crazy experience, a cool experience, one that I will continue to post about and keep with me, because being able to do stuff like that is pretty awesome. You don't really get opportunities like that every day, so you got to take them when you get them. And you got to run with it. But that was in Houston. We did the Houston game. We did DC last week. That was my first time being in DC. My parents actually surprised me. They came down to the game. I got to hang out with them for the entire day. It was really cool. It's cool being able to go to these places I've never been. I would say there's 8 teams, and not counting Arlington, which is basically Dallas. I don't think I've been to any of the cities that these teams are in. I've never been to San Antonio, although I don't think I'd go to San Antonio. I've never been to Birmingham. I've never been to Memphis. Never been to DC until now. I've never been to Houston until I went for that game. I've never been to a lot of these cities. So it's cool to be able to visit cities I've never been to while also covering teams, as a social media / videographer. It's just a cool experience for me, and getting a lot of good content. You can go find it on my personal page, or if you follow the teams, you'll see a lot of that stuff is mine. And I'm very proud of the work that I'm doing over there, which is a lot of fun. I might try to get some of those players on as well. Some of these podcasts, they have some crazy stories. They're all former NFL guys, all former college stars. They all have a story to tell. And I would love for this to be the platform where they tell it. So maybe some of those guys you'll see coming on soon. I'm not really gonna go into too much detail with the job because um, there's just so much to build with still, and that's an episode of itself. This is more of talking about why this is a shortened episode, basically. Outside of that, this podcast is still trying to build. We're still trying to get guests. We're still, now we have a producer that's on pretty heavily, and she's going to be working even more heavily as the time goes on, which is really great. And I'm looking at guests. We have guests reaching out to us, which is something new and exciting for us. We have a lot of guests that are reaching out and saying they want to get on these episodes. And we have people giving us feedback, people I've never met, talking about, thank you for bringing on XYZ. The Tab Murphy episode. I haven't really gotten to talk about this on air. The Tab Murphy episode kind of changed our social media a little bit. The numbers haven't really gone up follower wise, but everything that came out about Tab Murphy absolutely exploded on everything. Especially the I Wrote a Disney Flop video. Um, that video really blew up because Tab Murphy, like I said, he kind of just said I wrote a Disney flop. I am not, you know, I wrote a movie that never did make money and all this stuff, and people were just supporting it so much. I think on TikTok they got like 7,000 comments, and it has like almost 1,000 on Instagram. It's just like amazing how well it's doing and how good it's done and stuff like that. And the episode itself did really well. Big viewership of that one. Tab's an awesome dude. We still keep in touch, and you bring on people like that. I met him at a Comic-Con 5 years ago, 4 years ago. You bring on guys like that you just, kind of kept a small relationship with, and it ends up being one of your bigger episodes. So if you're doing something like this, always keep people in contact because you never know what it's going to do. But thank you, everybody that paid attention to that and did stuff with that. Thank you, everybody that came and listened to the Jay Prince episode. That one did really well. Jackson was really excited to be a part of it. He reached out to us. He wanted to make that work. Actually, they were supposed to be recorded a few months before or a month before, and I actually had the flu. Which if you go listen to Sketching Up, I did a Sketching Up with the flu, and that was no, it wasn't. It was when we went on the Dragon podcast. I still had the flu, and it's just funny to me that I had the flu and I still went out and recorded and everything. But then it got rescheduled, and then he finally came in, and it was a great episode. If you haven't seen his podcast or gone to listen to his podcast, you should definitely do it, because it's pretty good. He brings on a lot of guests as well, but he also just brings insight, not only in basketball terms, but in life and different things like that. It's kind of the same concept as this podcast, so it's a good one to definitely go listen to. So, not going to keep much longer. Again, NACASA National Pet Day. Use I'm Pet 50 to get your discount. I am Pet PET 50 at NEAKASA.com. Get up to 43% off on their National Pet Day sale. Again, they have grooming vacuums, they have cleaning vacuums, they have self-cleaning litter boxes, all these different type of pet things that are definitely great if you are a pet owner, have a lot of hair in your house, and all this other stuff. I am 50, or sorry, I am 50. I'm Pet 50 at checkout, and you can go get the National Pet Day sale. That actually starts when you're listening to this episode, and it ends April 21st. So definitely go do that today to make sure you get your discount. Also, if you are looking to get an Audible trial, you get 30 days free at audibletrial.com/Schnabel Studios. That's SCHNABEL Studios. Get your 30-day free trial today of Audible. I love Audible. It's been huge for me traveling, by the way. Just pop in my ears and listen to a book on these 3-hour plane rides, 5-hour bus rides, whatever we're doing. It's been big. So definitely go check out audibletrial.com. and get your Audible trial today. Check out Schnabel Studios on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and on X/Twitter. Check out Mad Props on Instagram and Facebook. You can check out my social medias at Chris Schnabel. I've been posting a little bit more, so if you want to see some of my stuff, you can go there or stay updated there. If you're listening to this episode, next week come back. We will probably have another episode for you with a guest, which will be a more traditional episode, not one of these bougie update episodes that are 15 minutes long where I read 2 ads and that takes up 10 minutes of the episode. So definitely go check that out. Check out schnabelstudios.com to see some of our work. And you can, again, check me out on Instagram because I'm posting there now. Also, check me out on LinkedIn. I'm a big LinkedIn guy. You want to email questions to us, madpropspod@gmail.com. You can email your questions in or concerns if you want to, anything like that. Madpropspod@gmail.com is the way to do that. You can reach out for any video advice or needs, schnabelstudios@gmail.com. You can email me at psych. I'm not giving you my email. Thank you guys so much for listening. Even though this was a shortened episode, we really appreciate you being here, and we will catch you next time. This has been an abbreviated but an episode of Mad Props. We will catch you next time. Peace. See you later. See you later.